Welcome back again to our lesson. At this point, we will discuss the fourth teaching and learning framework that will help online instructors in designing meaningful learning experiences. So one of the most widely used frameworks this time when you want to build communities online is the community of inquiry, which is a theoretical framework developed by Garrison, Anderson, and Archer in 2000. Takes a look at one aspect, and that is the presence in online instruction. So remember that there is a separation of time and space between the student and the teacher. So it's important to have that presence felt. Presence in online instruction is the ability of people to project their personal characteristics into the community, thereby presenting themselves to other participants as real people. Presence is actually a central concept in online learning. As you can see, it is understood as the ability of people who are engaged in that particular online community. So in this way, could be the teacher as well as the students, as well as interaction between peers and within the content that they are engaging with. So one way of examining presence online, as I've mentioned, is the COI framework, which is frequently referenced that it outlines three interdependent dimensions. So which means that they cannot stand alone. So they have to work together, be able to allow our students to experience deep and meaningful learning. The framework utilizes a threefold approach to understanding how teaching and learning occur in the online setting. So be it fully online or through blended courses with the core of model highlighting the educational experiences. First, look at teaching presence. So teaching presence as described by Anderson, Archer, and Garrison refers to the planning, facilitation, and directing the intellectual and social activities in order for the learning to be more personally significant and enriching on the part of the students. They describe this to be felt by students when teachers design and organize the instruction, how the teachers facilitate the discussion, and how teachers guide the instruction. So as you can see that the first function is designing and organizing instruction. Our students would feel it right away if we are more organized in the way we deliver our content. It is set as organized as possible, that allowing our students to learn and find the information that they need. The second function is facilitating discussion. So this refers to the ways of communication, how we are there to facilitate the discussion, and refers to the ways in which students are as well engaged in interacting with us and how we build this as they access the course instructional materials. The last function here is of guiding or directing, and it's concerned with our role as a teacher to guide them along the way, how hand-holding them in every step of the way as they access the online materials. You will see that there are different strategies that you can actually use based on those three components. So for example, if you are dealing with providing content, that will be in the direct instruction component of the teaching presence. It could as well be that your presence is felt when you respond to technical concerns of your students, when you need to this time provide or expand their knowledge by providing diverse sources other than the lesson that you provide. Could also be from answering in live sessions, so it could also be from drawing it from the participants or prompting them for more interaction with each other. Now let's look at social presence. So social presence is described as how students identify with members of their learning community and their awareness of his or her classmates and the lecturer's presence. So Garrison states that students or participants' ability to identify with the community and how they interact intentionally and consciously, in fact, would make the student more trustful when they are trusting the teacher and they are trusting their classmates. Then they could establish what you call a social relationship, and students will begin opening up because they are going to be sharing their individual selves. And that is how social presence is in fact established. So from the image, you will see that there are different, again, components of it. Like, for example, in affective association, this is how students and teachers show emotion online. Maybe this is seen, let's say, in the interaction in live sessions, similar to this, when we do, let's say, breakout sessions. When we ask the students to come up with a common project, a group project, that is the time wherein we will probably have a cohesion within the group. And then when we try to present it in the entire class, then there's what we call an entire community cohesion. So interaction intensity here would refer to what ways and how often students interact. So this is checking into how many levels of interaction have you placed in the design of the instruction. So knowledge and experience, ways students share their prior knowledge and experience with the course content. So try to think of your learning design as to how social presence is in fact developed along the way. So remember, what we are saying here is that teaching presence, delivering content, it's not the end and be all. So we need to take into consideration that in order for you to humanize your lesson, your online course, then you have to embed social presence in the design of the instruction. Now let's look at cognitive presence. So from the screen, you will see that cognitive presence is described as the degree to which learners construct their knowledge. And there are several stages for this to happen. So this could start from an active discussion or maybe individual reflection. It has to start with something of relevance to their lives. It has to have what we call a triggering event. Could be a puzzle or it could be a problem that they encounter in real life, and that would actually give them the drive to explore it within a group in order for them to solve that problem, and then try to synthesize, find the relevant information in the surroundings or online in order for them to later on intellectualize the situation and then present it to class as a form of a problem resolution and testing application. So, what it actually does is that cognitive presence targets critical thinking or higher order thinking skills when you have applied this in class. So, most of the time, when you look at cognitive presence, you're looking at some rigorous type of activities. Rigorous in a sense that there's a lot of brain power and preparation for them before they could actually turn in answers to a problem. So most of the time, our summative assessment, let's say our PETA, would fall a lot on cognitive presence because you're giving them a lot of time before they come up with something meaningful for their learning experiences. So, how do you translate this? Let's say one aspect would be on the application of videos. So, videos could enhance each of the presence. So, for example, videos could in fact allow you to have direct instructional videos. It could be feedback videos. For cognitive presence, videos could prompt the discussion, could in fact trigger the situation by showing, let's say, the real problem in the society. For social presence, so this could be in the form of reminder videos, could be supplementary videos when they need to come up with a group project, for example, of them doing the project together. So video is just one aspect, one example that I would want to just share with you, but there are many ways by which you can develop or make use of technology on those three types of or those three components of the COI framework. So in summary, what we want to highlight here is that social presence, teaching presence, and cognitive presence are important elements to facilitate successful educational experience in online distance learning. So again, your teaching presence refers to the instructor's role in the course. Social presence is the social climate in the course. Cognitive presence is the development of critical thinking and deep, meaningful learning. And so, in summary, COI, or the Community of Inquiry Framework, highlights these three presences, and they are essential to facilitate the successful educational experiences in online distance learning.